Today we're going to be adding some extra light to a 2025 Ford F-150 using some pod lights from Maxpeedingrods and some brackets from Diode Dynamics. One thing to keep in mind is these Diode Dynamics brackets are actually made more for the 2021. If you look online, they say 2021 to 2026. However, I think they're really more designed for like the 2021 through 2024. Anything after that, I think they work, but you kind of have to make some adjustments. So one of the things that we're going to be doing is, instead of removing all 3 bolts and a silver bolt, if we try to figure that out, nothing lines up correctly. But if we were to push the bracket over, we have 2 bolts that line up perfectly with these 2 holes. So I'm going to be using a 13mm ratcheting wrench to go ahead and remove these 2 bolts right here. Now these are the ones that are furthest on to the left. There's one. So I'm going to be putting this in and lining up the 2 holes on the furthest end of the brackets with the 2 bolt holes that I just removed. So I'm just going to be installing the bolts hand tight for the moment, and then I will go back with my ratcheting wrench and tighten it down. So we do have it bolted in the 2 bolts here. We don't have anything bolted here, but from the outside, if you were to come out and shake it and try to move it, it's not going anywhere. So we are using some different bolts than what actually came with the pod lights. And the reason for that is, since the brackets are not made by Maxpeedingrods, they're made by a different company, the hole is smaller than the hole for the lights, and the bolts that they had wouldn't go through the mount. So we had 2 options, different bolts or drill out the hole bigger. We decided to go with the one that was a little easier and use some extra bolts that we had lying around. Now we will also be putting this in and using a locking washer, a normal washer, and then a nut with blue Loctite. I'm applying the Loctite just to the end of the bolt here. So now I'm going to line this up and put the bolt through the hole. Now from here, I'm going to be adding my washers. So the first thing I'm going to be putting on is the lock washer, then the normal washer, then the nut. This is a 14mm socket. Now that we have the lights actually installed to the brackets, it's time to talk about wiring. The nice thing about these pod lights is they do come with everything that you would need to install it if you did not have a switch panel. It has the ability to connect directly to your battery with the positive and negative right here. It also has its own relay and a switch that you can run into the cabin to be able to turn it between the different functions. Now, we have a switch panel. And since we have a switch panel, we don't need a lot of these. So what we're going to be doing is taking the side that connects to the lights, and we're basically gonna cut it right off of all these extra pieces and use these wires to connect to the control panel. I'm just taking a pair of snips to go ahead and cut through the wire. Now I am gonna try to leave a little space because we are gonna save this just in case we have a project down the line that we might want to use it for. So I'm gonna be cutting it right about there. There you have it. So I'm going to be setting that aside. And then what's on the inside of this is you have a black, a red, a yellow, and a white wire. So I'm going to be just cutting back some of this tubing here to go ahead and give us easier access to the wires that are on the inside. You want to do this carefully because you do not want to cut your wires. And then I'm just going to be using these wire strippers to go ahead and pull back the plastic on the wire to expose it and get it ready to be wired. So now I'm going to be taking the individual pod lights and plugging it into the cord. Clicked and ready to go. I'm going to be doing some cable management after I run all of the cables. I'm going to do the same thing here for the other pod light. There we go. Now from here, I'm going to be taking the actual end of the cord, and I'm going to be trying to run it through. There's a hole right on the inside of here where the headlights are, so I'm going to try to run it through that hole into the engine bay to go up and over to where our control box is going to be. Okay. Now from here, I'm going to be working on some cable management. So as I go along the wire, I'm just trying to zip tie to the factory wire harnesses that are already here, because that tells me that they're going to be safer there. And then I'm going to go through each zip tie and just go ahead and trim off the excess. So when we're wiring the pod lights to the actual box, one thing to keep in mind is we are going to be using up 3 buttons, which is using up 3 different fuses. So keep that in mind as we go. We're going to be starting at 30 amps on this side and going all the way over. Now, these really don't necessarily all need to be on 30 amps, but we want all the buttons to be close together to make it easy for my dad to turn them on and turn them off. So that's why we're going to do it like this. We're going to be starting with the red and the black on this furthest 30 amp right here. Now, this will be button number 1 on the remote. Okay. Now I'm going to be doing on that same fuse, the black wire to the negative. Now I'm going to be taking the yellow and the white wires and putting them here on these 2. Now I'm going to be taking the white wire and putting it to the 20 amp and the yellow wire to the 30 amp. So now that everything is secured, tested, and installed, we can go ahead and put the lid back on and secure it in place with the screws. So now comes the fun part, which is actually labeling our remote. We are gonna do the bright white pod light, and then we're going to put 2 and 3 for the amber and the white. And then the last one is going to be light bar. So the mounting on this is really easy, which is cool. This is a magnet that has 3M tape on the back, which we're gonna go ahead and stick where we want to mount it. And then it just connects right there to the remote itself. So we decided we're going to mount it up here. We did prep the surface with some rubbing alcohol just to make sure it adheres. And now, there it is. Now the installation on these guys are complete. Now we were afraid of how the mounts were going to feel after the installation since they weren't necessarily the perfect fit, but I have to say they fit perfectly and they feel pretty darn sturdy. Thank you to Maxpeedingrods who sent over these pod lights for us to try out, and I have to tell you, they're really impressive, especially at night. The light output is amazing, and I love the unique DRL design and the fact that we can run amber or white DRL. So if you're interested in the mount or the pod lights, we're gonna leave those in the link down below. If you're interested in the actual module or the control panel, we'll go ahead and leave that in the description as well. And if you wanna see the light bar and how that turned out, I know you can't see it right now, but there is a light bar in there. Go ahead and click this video right here. And as always, guys, thank you so much for watching, and we'll catch you on the next one. Bye, guys.